Welcome to Spotlight on Souris. Today is October 28th, 2021. My name is Laura Higgs, and I'm pleased to say that we have Souris's Economic Development Officer, Echo Finlay, with us today. Hello, Echo.
Hi, Laura. Thanks.
Welcome here.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Always a pleasure to have you in. Now, we've got some things to ask you. I know COVID is, sort of still in the swing of things. I don't necessarily see an end, but I know there's an end in sight. But it's kind of changed a lot of what's happened this last couple of years with Souris. But we haven't talked in a long time. But anyway, can you tell me a little bit more about things, say Vision 2031?
Yeah, you bet. So everybody was affected by COVID, and that was our saving grace, is that it wasn't just here, it was globally. So, I mean, we're not the only ones stuck on ringing bells.
Right.
Part of our planning, though, going forward, we kept talking about a document that was done years ago, and it was called Souris Vision 2020. So I don't know if you remember it, but it was like, it was a 16-year plan for Souris on what they kind of expected to happen by the year 2020. And I was pleased to see that so many of the items got achieved by the community. So it was things like building the outdoor pool, building up green spaces in Victoria Park, expanding the camping. There was just tons of things that took place. As that document was kind of expiring in 2020, we did an assessment at the Community Development Corporation, and we looked at what had been achieved, and then we did a call out to the community. So we surveyed the community extensively, even through all the COVID stuff. We just were hitting that cutoff, so I made it out to some groups. I was at the golf course for one of the general meetings, and I was at the Murray Tenants Building Association. There was a couple others. I did some by Zoom with the Chamber of Commerce. And then we surveyed the community through SurveyMonkey. We had the survey on our website. We took all that feedback. So altogether, we got about 64 pages of raw data.
Wow.
Yeah, it actually was 64 pages of raw data. I remember that. And then compiled it into categories. From there, we started to tease out the themes, and you could tell by the way things were repeated what became a priority. So we took those priorities and we did them into, if you don't mind me stealing this one.
Absolutely.
This is it's a Souris Vision 2031 booklet. So we've just had these printed. I have a kind of a bigger calendar format copy also available. But what we're doing, we've put it on our website. So we have it up there digitally, and we've separated it out. So in these, you'll see that there's goals. Each, once you get into it, we've separated out, like let's say for this one, it's arts and culture. So we put what we've achieved, and then we have the goals that were identified in the survey results. At the back, we've gone ahead and summarized all of those goals again in the categories with little check boxes, because who doesn't love a checklist?
Yes.
I need one.
Perfect.
Yeah, and so we've now gone through it. So Kim Eisner and I have worked a lot on this, and we've gone through and we've kind of clarified out of those goals, what kind of gets housed under different groups, ideally. It's not forced on anyone, and it's no one's responsibility to do this other than the whole community working together.
Right.
So we can't look at it and say, oh, the CDC has to do this whole laundry list.
For sure.
Or the town office, or it's everybody. So
because it wasn't just the CDC's vision. It
Correct.
was obviously a vision
it's for the
from
whole
everybody.
community. Where do we see ourselves? And the reason we picked 2031, that will be, I believe, the 150th for Souris.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, so we're kind of lining up with it. It also gives us 10 years. So we need that. There's some lofty goals in there.
Yeah, well, yeah, we need time. We need time to recover first from the pandemic, of course, and get our feet back under us, and
yeah,
and
I'm
then carry on.
shocked though, because there's so much movement on it already.
Maybe people have left the gate running faster than we
Absolutely,
expected.
people are excited.
Yeah,
and
I think so.
Yeah, I thought that everyone would still be, in their snuggies at home and just cozy and stuff like that, but instead it's like, yeah, let's do it.
We're done with that.
Yeah. The one group got the Pride crosswalk passed, painted, and out there. So that was one of the community goals, and it's done.
Nice.
So yeah, it's really nice, and it was good too to see they had maintenance plan for it, how it's going to be maintained over time.
They did. I was running around town that day actually, and I watched. I saw that they had blocked off for a while before it was happening. They had somebody out there to make sure things were safe. And then the next time I went by, then I saw the group working. So actually, it was a really good plan.
Yeah,
really good.
Yeah,
plan.
they did great. So, yeah, that's our Vision 2031. We hope that everybody has a chance to look through it.
And they can look through it not only on paper, but you said on the website as well.
Yeah, right on Souris-Manitoba.com. That's our municipal website. And it's one of the main banners right across the top on the homepage, so you should be able to find it.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Now, can you tell us about the 2022 guidebook?
Yep. So every year we put out a guidebook. I don't know quite when it started. It might have been 2013, 2012. But it's continued on. It's been a huge success. So the CDC does the guidebook every year. This was the last guidebook.
Right.
It's 48 pages of Souris bliss. And we've got like just everything. So what we've done now, we've started working on it a lot earlier. That was one of these goals that we've had, was instead of just constantly like hitting those deadlines and trying to panic, we're like, no, we've got plenty of time. So we have a great working group. I've got Loretta Turner, Kim Eisner, and Daryl Jackson. They're working with me. We've met a couple of times. We've done some revisions, and we are really excited. Like, we've done a call out for photos in the community, and we've had an incredible response from that. So people are letting us know if they have beautiful photos of the community, and if their photo's chosen, we're going to use it for free in the guidebook for print. There's 5,000 copies being printed, and we'll give credit to them. So it's always nice to see your stuff printed. But I'm so pleased with the caliber of photos that we've received so far. It's really nice to see.
Good.
We also, we're doing the draft completely and then doing a call out for advertising. We've sort of done it backwards in the past, where we've done it at the same time.
Yeah.
But this time we want to have the complete example done.
So that people who are going to advertise can see exactly where they're going to.
They can do that. And the other part too is that we aren't scrambling. We're going to have a limited amount of advertising spots.
Oh, okay.
We don't want a document that's just advertisement heavy. You know, it needs to be valuable to the user. So
okay, well, that makes sense.
Yeah, we're trying it out. There's still going to be just about as much advertising as last year, which suits the demographic just fine. And
but you want to keep the main thing the main thing.
That's correct. We want it to be usable and information oriented. Right. So yeah, we've also split it into 3 categories. So we'll have a section on Souris is your home, or making Souris your home, and then a section on what to do in Souris, like getting out and experiencing things, and then the last part will be on we want your business. So we're trying to be smart about the categories and the way we're doing it, and yeah, it's a constant evolution with the document. For sure. But every time you bring that, put your final product on the table and get it to print, there's already vision for next year's. There is. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, and I mean, the part that I get most excited about is always like, what's it gonna look like though? Like the colors and the, so I do get excited. This one was very heavy with the red. Throughout the entire book, we had featured red, like in the titles, everywhere. And then this next year is almost no red. So it'll be a nice visual change. Sure. Yeah, and we had some great stuff come out of this guidebook. One of them was the business directory. So we had, this is a go-to for a lot of people in town. Yeah, and so we're doing that again. That's actually, what we're going to do is have everything in place. This document should be ready to go to print in December. Okay. Meaning we'll get it back in January. Lots of years we didn't get it back till March or April, which was in time for our visitor season, like our tourism season. But yeah, we're excited about getting it a lot earlier and getting it out. I bet. That's great. So the business directory. Yeah, we're going to bundle stuff this year for businesses. Businesses can expect to get one package later in the year, likely in probably 3rd week of November. And we're going to include the business directory as it is. We're going to do a call out to the community too, because there's no better way of knowing you're wrong on something than to post it on Facebook.
Yeah, I suppose
Right?
that's true. Check there or on the
Yeah.
website. It's usually on the website as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
So
for
what
sure.
we'll do is make sure, asking for corrections, any additions, any omissions, and we'll get that feedback, make sure we have it right. I know when this business directory went to print, one of the businesses, we had the wrong number on it.
Wrong phone number?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah,
eek.
and it was just a difference of typing in, somebody typed in 483 where it should have been a 741, just those. So we'll get it right and make sure, or as right as we can.
That's right.
Yeah, but the package we'll send out to businesses, it's going to include any updates they want to see on the business directory. And then we have a bunch of other business stuff. We have some questions we did for a business walk this year. We went out to 29 different businesses and got some feedback. So we have just over 100 businesses in the community. We need to make sure we're getting a lot more feedback, but what we're doing at the CDC is in rotation. So next year will be, this was a quarter businesses. Next year will be another quarter, but all different. And we'll keep doing that kind of schedule. So once every 3 or 4 years, your business should be approached and asked, like, how's it going? What are you sourcing outside the community? Because that's a good indicator too on what's going to be needed in the community for businesses.
For future, yes. We're
Yeah.
always looking and promoting for the future
Yeah.
businesses. Yeah.
Yeah, it helps
Bringing
us
new
grow.
things to town. We've had more wellness centers come up in town, which I so appreciate.
Yes.
Things like that.
Yeah, aren't they great?
Yeah, yeah. And where you can get all those things that you need here in town instead of having to go to the bigger cities for them is such a bonus, such a benefit. And
Yeah.
because we have a retirement community here, it helps them out a lot to have those
It sure
businesses
does.
closer.
Yeah, and we're lucky too, like, it's a double-edged sword because we can do online shopping even to supplement what we can't buy here. But that's also a blessing. That's keeping, the postal system, it's keeping more
And delivery
people
systems, yeah.
in the community also. If I can do my grocery shopping here and stuff like that, then that makes sense. I'll run by the post office to pick up the socks I needed. Or the shoes or whatever, right? And yeah, so
Exactly.
it makes much more sense than running to the city where then I might grab my groceries there as well. So yeah,
We're promoting community, that's what we're doing.
absolutely.
What about the Southwest Business Expo?
Oh, I'm excited about that.
Yeah?
Okay, so February 9th, it's Wednesday. We're going to be hosting the Southwest Business Expo in person here in Souris.
Okay. It's been in our area before,
It
not in our
has.
town though, has it?
Not our town, no. So this is the 5th Southwest Business Expo.
Great.
It's organized by a cross-section of EDOs from the southwest of Manitoba. We have, I want to say there's 8 of us, I think. So we take turns hosting in our communities. So this year will be Souris, next year will be Deloraine, and this is the 5th annual Southwest Business Expo, but it's going to be right here at the complex. You will need to be double vaxxed to attend it, but we are so excited about our lineup. We've been working hard to get our program in order. So we hope to have the folks from Your Town Rising coming out of Ontario. They'll also be doing an assessment in the community where they do a walk around in February, mind you.
Wow. A walk around in February.
But of the business section, not just our community, but we're hoping for 7 communities around. There is a cost attached, an additional cost, but we've already planned for that and budgeted for it. However, what they do is give feedback to the community for businesses and what they've noticed on those improvements that can be done, but inexpensive ways of boosting your business. So they're not saying oh, you need a whole new building. Instead, it might be something as simple as take the flyers out of the windows. That, a clean window front is an inviting window front. So they have that kind of practical advice. So we're excited about that.
Wow, that's great.
Yeah, I'm excited.
I mean,
and then the expo itself, we're chock full. We're staying away from the whole, we have to stay away from the word pivot because one of the organizers is so tired of that word. We're staying away from the idea of COVID and that kind of stuff. Instead, it's energizing and it's about revitalizing and we want people to be excited about this.
So the focus is on the future and forward. And
Oh,
not,
absolutely. Yeah, growing.
Not spinning our wheels.
Yep, our
Great.
panel discussion, it goes over so well every year. And this year we plan to have about organic growth. So those businesses that started really from a notepad in the basement kind of idea and where they are now. that's another thing. We're going to feature over the past 5 years businesses that have attended the expo or started because of through the pitch competition, and we'll see how they're doing now.
Great.
Yeah.
Good follow-up, though.
Yeah, we're really looking forward to it.
Because that's the follow-up, the success that you find there, you bring forward to the next and the next and the next expo.
Yeah, and you know, Souris is looked at by so many communities because of our Chamber of Commerce. It has a strong presence and actually does stuff, which is such a feather in our cap here in Souris. I think a lot of people take it for granted, but really it's an envy of a lot of places because we're doing it right here. So we'd like to find a way to feature that, and we don't know quite how the fit goes yet, but we're working on it.
Good.
Yeah.
Very good. Wow. So what about having new committees around town?
Yeah, so part of it came out of the Vision 2031 a little bit, but as you know, Souris is just run by volunteers. Not just run by volunteers, but strongly a volunteer section. I mean, I imagine you even volunteer for this.
That's correct.
Yeah.
We both volunteer.
Right?
Yeah,
the Avalon
sure.
Theatre is run by volunteers, and there's so much wonderful stuff that's going on. So we have a couple of new committees that are springing up. Some of it comes from the Vision 2031 goals. One of them is a dog park. There's a committee started. So Terry Duell and his partner Tina DeRoche, I think that's her last name, but she's definitely got a heavy hand in it too. And so we've got a committee together that has been meeting and working on where to put a dog park, what does it look like, what's the cost going to be, and working with the municipality and the Parks and Recreation Department. We've just done a call out for interested people for community gardens.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah, so I had a phone call from one lady, and she said she had read it in the Vision 2031, and she said, you know, I'd be interested, but I don't think I can take a lead because she's doing other things. So let's do a call out. And so right away we had another 5 or 6 people that said, yeah, I'm absolutely interested. And so we'll get that group together and see who wants to chair it, and they can run with it.
And okay, what will those people be looking for? The land,
all of it,
how?
right? We don't have any of it. I say we, but the group doesn't have any of it. But these are incredibly smart people, and there used to be community gardens here. Community gardens isn't a way to make money in a community. You're not going to even really save money. I know I had a garden plot at one point, and it's so embarrassing. We grew potatoes for a whole season and then went digging for them. My kids and I, we were hauling out little gems that, seriously, we got half a pot of potatoes out of that thing.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, but they had so much fun. It was like finding gold nuggets. It's more about the sense of community.
Sure.
And learning from each other. And there's events that could even take place at a community garden, right? There's just different things. So it's fun and exciting. We'll get that group together, get them started on the right track, and then the CDC backs out. So that's our role in this. When I say the CDC, it's the Community Development Corporation. That's the board that governs me. And then we have the Heritage Club and the Tourism Board, which sort of are one and the other. It's same players, they just kind of wear different hats. So a little more blending and asking for some fresh faces on the board. The way a board thrives is through change, and that's for any board. It'll become stagnant if it's always the same players at the same table talking about the same thing.
Very true. Yeah.
Yeah, and so we're looking for that succession of who's next and can come in and breathe some life into it. And part of it will be the management of the plum, or assisting with the management of the plum, I should say, the operations, because that's also our visitor center. So we're hoping to get the museums more together. They're doing great over the years. What I've noticed in my role is more and more leaning on each other. The Plum has a great relationship with Hillcrest. The Plum has a great relationship with the Railway Museum. And I think those two also have a really great relationship. So we're working on just bringing it closer together because it's a better visitor experience altogether.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And that's what it's about, is to promote our town and promote our museums and promote our businesses.
I think so.
Promote ourselves. Like, I think I love the community. And I was talking to another fellow who volunteered for many, many, many years in Souris just a few days ago. And he said when he moved here, he fell in love with the place. And he couldn't help but just volunteer to make this a better place.
Yeah, us too. Yeah. Absolutely head over heels in love with Souris. And as you know, like my partner Corey, he didn't set out to volunteer, but he's got that nature too. And first it was Ducks Unlimited, and now he's on the golf course board, and we just find things to do that we love, and that's what fuels you. I think it's a good fit.
Absolutely. Well, that's wonderful. Thank you so much for coming out and sharing all this with us, Echo. And now people, if they want to volunteer or have any questions about what we were just talking about, they can certainly call you at the office.
Yeah, they can contact me, or there is a page on our Souris-Manitoba.com website. Just use the search bar and type in volunteer, and you'll come to a place that has a listing and the phone numbers of who to contact. So if you notice a phone number is incorrect, it's a quick contact to me, and I can make that correction.
Great. That's perfect. Thank you so much for coming out.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you for joining us here at Spotlight on Souris. I'm Laura Higgs. Have a great day.